In this video, we'll quickly show you how to tell the difference between different categories of saffron that you may find on the market and how to test it easily. The lower categories, which are on the left, they are the ones we do not carry. We only carry the class 1, which are the two on the right. The class 1 has a superior quality and a common quality. The one in the jar is the superior quality class 1, and as you can see, we're going to show you the differences in appearance, and the color rating in laboratory analysis for this class is 260. The stigmas are individual, they're long, and the ends are pressed, they're wide and flat. It does not contain any broken pieces, any parts of the root of the stigma, which is not supposed to be used as saffron, and it is used in those two lower inferior categories that we do not carry. It is dry, it doesn't have humidity, it's not moist, and it doesn't smell strong when it's dry. The common class 1 is what you see now. The stigmas are a little bit smaller and they're not as wide, and this common class 1 may contain a little bit of the lower parts of the stigma, which are yellowish and more damp, and they add a little bit to the weight of the class 1. Still, the quality is very good, and the color rating for this class 1 is 240. It still has whole stigmas, but it may contain some of the root part of the stigma, the lower part of the stigma, at a very small amounts, and that brings down the quality. This is the third category, and it is like a heap, comes in bunches, about 3 together, and it is as it naturally comes from the flower without being handpicked and separated into gradient qualities. It is weaker quality in terms of color. The color for this group is about 180, and of course it has more moisture, it is damp, and it has some of the root parts that is not usually used for saffron. So we're going back to the class 1, the two categories of class 1. You can see that the colors are also different. The class 1 color is bright red, and it's homogeneous. It doesn't have darker ones inside. The color is not a mix of dark red and bright red, but rather it's all bright red, apart from the stigmas being individual. This last part here, the lowest, the most inferior quality saffron, is all broken pieces and dusts, and the bottom of the root that we will show you, it's usually yellowish and it's not red. As you can see here, this lowest, the most inferior quality is using the lower part of the stigma instead of the top part, the stigma in class 1 category. Now we're going to test the subclass of class 1, the second group, for its color and properties. We take just one stigma, we grind it to a powder, and then we add it to the hot water. This fine powder of one stigma, how it affects the color of the hot water, quickly we can see it turned yellowish. The good saffron is yellow in color. while the inferior saffron is dark and reddish than yellow. The lower quality, the inferior, has a strong smell because it's damp, but the class 1 superior quality and the second category of class 1, they do not smell when dry as much. The fragrance comes out once added to the hot water, and that is the big difference in testing the quality of saffron.